Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding stability analysis of systems by using Bode plot method. So basics of any frequency response is to plot magnitude m and angle phi against input frequency omega. When omega is varied from 0 to infinity, there is wide range of variations in m and phi, and hence it becomes difficult to accommodate all such variations with linear scale. Hence, H.W. Bode suggested the method in which logarithmic values of magnitude is to be plotted against logarithmic values of frequencies. Such plots are called as logarithmic plots, which allows us to show wide range of variations in magnitude on a single paper. So in general, Bode plot consists of two plots. First is magnitude expressed in logarithmic values against logarithmic values of frequency called as magnitude plot. And second, phase angle in degrees against logarithmic values of frequency called as phase angle plot. So we have to plot the Bode plot on a single paper. On top of the paper, you have to plot the magnitude plot, and at the bottom of the paper, you have to plot the phase angle plot. So on a x-axis, there will be the logarithmic values of the frequencies, and on a y-axis, there will be the magnitude in expressed in dB. So first of all, we will see what is magnitude plot. The magnitude can be expressed in its logarithmic values by finding out the value 20 log to the base 10 mod of g j omega, which has a unit as decibel denoted by dB. So for Bode plot, mod of g j omega is equal to 20 log to the base 10 mod of g j omega in dB. So such decibels values are to be plotted against log to the base 10 omega. So you can see in a magnitude plot on a x-axis there is a logarithmic values of the frequencies against on a y-axis there is a magnitude that is expressed in dB. So that is regarding the magnitude plot. Then phase angle plot. So for both plots x-axis in log omega both may be drawn on a same paper with common x-axis. So for Bode plot, magnitude in dB and phase angle in degrees are the magnitudes and phase angles of g j omega h j omega plotted against logarithmic log omega. So you can see for plotting the phase angle, on the x-axis there is a logarithmic values of frequencies that is common for both the plots, and on a y-axis for phase angle, that angle g j omega that is expressed in degrees, so that values in a decibels. Now we will discuss regarding the semi-log paper. To sketch the magnitude in dB and phase angle in degrees against log omega, the logarithmic scale is used. So this is available on semi-log graph paper. In such paper, the y-axis is divided into logarithmic scale, which is non-linear one, while y-axis is divided into linear scale, and hence it is called as semi-log paper. The interesting part about x-axis is the distance between 1 and 2 is greater than distance between 2 and 3, and so on. Similarly, on such scale, distance between 1 and 10 is equal to the distance between 10 and 100, or between 100 and 1000, and so on. This distance is called 1 decade. This is because log 1 is equal to 0 and log 10 is equal to 1. The distance is 1 decade, which is divided into 10 parts. according to logarithmic scale, that is log 2, log 3 and so on. Now log 10 is equal to 1 and log 100 is equal to 2. The distance is again 2 minus 1, that is 1 decade, same as between log 1 and log 10. Further divided into parts as log 20, log 30 and so on. So x-axis is available, which is divided into 2, 3 or 4 such cycles, that is decades. So it is not necessary to find logarithmic value of omega, but the logarithmic scale available takes care of logarithmic value of omega. The advantage of the scale is wide range of frequencies can be accommodated on a single paper. As log 0 is equal to minus infinity, it is obvious that x-axis cannot be calibrated from 0, but as per requirement, the smallest frequency may be selected as starting frequency like 0.01, 0.1, etc. This hardly affects the result of the frequency response. So this is a semi-log paper that is shown and the different decades that are shown. The y-axis is divided into linear scale, similar to standard graph paper. To clear the idea of semi-log paper and decade, the graph paper is shown below. The main advantage using the logarithmic representation is that the multiplication and division of magnitudes get replaced by the addition and subtraction respectively. The experimental determination of the transfer function is easier if frequency response data is presented in the form of the logarithmic plot. Such plot shows both low frequency and high frequency characteristics in the same diagram. So this is regarding the semi-log paper. Now the standard time constant form that is given. So the standard form of open loop transfer function, that is denoted as GSHS is equal to K into bracket 1 plus T1S into 1 plus T2S upon S raised to P 1 plus TAS into 1 plus TBS. So means you have to arrange the given GSHS in time constant form. So this time constant form that is shown in this slide. So where K is the resultant system gain, P is the type of the system, you can see again. So K is the resultant system gain, P is the type of the system, then T1, T2, TA, TB, etc. are the time constants of different poles and zeros. Each of the factor involved in GSHS above will contribute to magnitude and phase angle variations of G, J omega, H, J omega in frequency domain. So frequency domain transfer function can be obtained by substituting S equal to J omega in a given expression. So in that expression, you can substitute S is equal to J omega, then you will get frequency domain transfer function that is shown here. So it will be J omega H J omega equal to K into bracket 1 plus T1 J omega into 1 plus T2 J omega upon J omega raised to P 1 plus Ta J omega into 1 plus Tb J omega. Now basic factors which may or which very frequently occur in the above form can be identified and studied separately. So such factors are, so first is resultant system gain K, that is called a constant factor. Then poles and zeros at the origin. Then simple poles and zeros are called as first order factors, and fourth is quadratic factors which cannot be factorized into real factors. So these factors that you have to identify from the given transfer function or from the time constant form. So for example, the transfer function, it is given GSHS equal to 100 into bracket s plus 4 upon s into s plus 0.5 into s plus 10. Now the first, what you have to do, you have to convert this transfer function into time constant form. So that is shown here. So GSHS equal to, so from the numerator, see the numerator, and from the bracket s plus 4, take the 4 common and write the expression. So it will be 100 into 4 into bracket 1 plus s plus 4. Like that, same that you can do for the denominator. So it will be s from the first bracket in the denominator s plus 0.5. So take 0.5 out of the bracket. So take common from the bracket 0.5. So in the bracket that will be 1 plus s upon 0.5, and from the second bracket take 10 out or take 10 common. So it will be 10 into 1 plus s upon 10. So finally you will get 80 into bracket 1 plus s upon 4 divided by or upon s into bracket 1 plus 2s into bracket 1 plus s upon 10. Now you can identify the different factors that are required for the Bode plot. So the first factor, that is a constant k, that is the gain, system gain, that is k. So if you compare this GSHS with the time constant form, you will get k equal to 10. Then at the numerator, at the denominator, you can say there is a separate s. So it is called a one pole at the origin. So that is, the value is 1 upon s. Then the simple poles. So there are two brackets, 1 plus 2s and 1 plus s upon 10. So these are the simple poles. So simple poles, that is indicated in a third point. Simple pole equal to 1 upon 1 plus twice s. Then point number 5, that is simple pole, that is 1 upon 1 plus s upon 10. So that is indicated at the denominator. And simple 0, that you will get in a numerator. So that is 1 plus s upon 4. That is a simple 0. Then you will get the values of t1. So t1 equal to 2, because there is a 1 upon 1 plus twice s. So twice s means it is TAS. You can, if you observe the time constant form, and in the denominator the form is given 1 plus TAS, means T1 equal to 2. Then simple 0, T2 equal to 1 upon 4 and T3 equal to 1 upon 10. So from that you can find out the corner frequency. So corner frequency, that will be equal to omega C1 equal to 1 upon T1. You will get 0.5 radian per second. Then corner frequency 2, omega C2 equal to 1 upon T2 equal to 4 radian per second, and omega C3 equal to 1 upon T3 equal to 10 radian per second. That you have to calculate. That is important for plotting the Bode plot. Then Bode plots of standard forms. So step number 1, replace s by j omega to convert it into frequency domain. Step 2, find its magnitude as a function of omega. So here it is, the magnitude that is found out, t1 equal to 2, t2 equal to 1 upon 4 and t3 equal to 1 upon 10. So that is a step number 2, find its magnitude as a function of omega after putting s equal to j omega. Step number 3, express the magnitude in dB by 20 log to the base 10 mode of g j omega h j omega, and find the phase angle by using tan inverse into bracket imaginary part and the real part. So that is a phase angle. Determination of phase angle, that is phi in degrees. So that is a formula that we have to use, tan inverse imaginary part upon real part. Then with required approximations, plot magnitude in dB and phase angle in degrees against log omega by varying omega from 0 to infinity. So let us start the basic factors one by one. So here it is, that steps that are shown for the that we have already discussed in a previous slides, that is constant k, one pole at origin, simple pole, simple zero and simple pole. So that is an example given. Now first factor, that is system gain k. Now for system gain k, so for system gain k, magnitude plot will be straight line parallel to x-axis. Okay, now we will see what is the magnitude plot and the phase angle plot and how it is drawn, that we will see for different factors. So first factor, it is a system gain k. So for that system gain k, magnitude plot will be straight line parallel to x-axis. Now suppose magnitude plot for k, the value of k is greater than 1, then it will be the line parallel to x-axis at a distance of 20 log k above 0 dB reference line. If the value of k is greater than 1, then that plot that will be above 0 dB reference line. If the value of k is less than 1, then it is a distance of 20 log k below 0 dB reference line. So it is below 0 dB line. Then for phase angle plot, for k is greater than 0. For k is greater than 0, so phase angle that will be equal to 0 degree. And k is less than 0, that is negative, phase angle that will be equal to minus 180 degree. So that is very important. That you have to keep in mind. So magnitude and the phase angle, that we will discuss it later in a tabular form. So for k is greater than 0, phase angle is 0 degree, and for k is less than 0, phase angle is minus 180 degree. Then poles and zeros at the origin. So this is a contribution by poles at the origin. So magnitude plot for p poles at the origin gives a family of lines passing through the intersection of omega equal to 1 and 0 dB line, having slope minus 20 into p means number of poles dB per decade. So different values. Suppose in an example there is a single pole is there, one pole is there, then that is the slope will be minus 20 dB per decade. If the two poles at the origins are there, then it will be minus 40 dB per decade. If three poles at the origin, then it will be minus 60 dB. It is sloping downward direction. And for four poles at the origin, then it will be minus 80 dB per decade. So that is shown in a diagram. So these are the guidelines that is used for plotting. Now for contribution by zeros at the origin, then that slope, it is sloping in an upward direction. So it is positive slope. So for 1 0 at the origin, the slope will be plus 20 dB plus per decade. Then 2 zeros at the origin, it will be plus 40 dB per decade, and 3 it is plus 60 dB per decade. So it will be at the intersection of omega equal to 1 and 0 dB line. Then for phase angle, keep in mind, if for 1 0 at origin, it will be plus 90 degree. For 2 zeros at origin, it will be plus 180 degree. That you have to indicate in a tabular form while solving the problem. Then for one pole at origin, it is minus 90 degree, and two poles at origin, it is minus 180 degree. So this is shown how that poles and zeros at origin is to be plotted. So from above discussion, we can conclude one important fact that the starting slope of the Bode plot for the function GSHS gets divided by number of poles or zeros at origin present in GS and HS. So this is a initial construction of the Bode plot. Then simple poles and zeros. So for simple poles and zeros, you have to find out the corner frequency. We have to calculate the corner frequency that we have studied in a previous slides. So this frequency at which change of slope from 0 dB to minus 20 dB per decade occurs is called as corner frequency, denoted by omega c. So omega c, that will be equal to 1 upon t, that is shown in a diagram. So the simple poles and zeros, that is start from corner frequency. So on a x-axis you can see there is a WC that is calculated, and this line, it is started, that is sloping in downward direction, that is started from the corner frequency. So simple zeros and the poles, that will start from the corner frequency. So keep in mind. Then quadratic factors. Fact, it is factor 4. So general magnitude plot for quadratic factor is 0 dB line till corner frequency, and then straight line of slope minus 40 dB per decade. So that is a construction of quadratic poles. Then quadratic, if there is a quadratic construction of quadratic factors. If there are quadratic poles, then you have to plot this type of curves on a omega upon omega n, that is equal to 1 for the different frequencies. And for quadratic 0, you have to plot the curves. So this construction that is shown in this. So positive correction upward and negative correction in downward direction. Then frequency response specifications. So first is bandwidth. So it is defined as the range of frequencies over which the system will respond satisfactorily. Then cutoff frequency, the frequency at which the magnitude of the closed loop response in 3 dB down from its zero frequency value is called as cutoff frequency. Then this is important, WGC, that is gain crossover frequency. The frequency at which magnitude of G j omega and H j omega is unity, that is 1, is called as gain crossover frequency. So that is the frequency at which magnitude of G j omega and H j omega is 0 dB is WGC. So the frequency which crosses the 0 dB line, that is called the WGC line. So phase crossover frequency, WPC, the frequency at which phase angle of G j omega H j omega is minus 180 degree is called as phase crossover frequency, that is WPC. Gain margin, that is GM, it is defined as the margin in the gain allowable by which gain can be increased till system reaches on the verge of instability. So more positive the GM, more stable is the system. And phase margin, the amount of additional phase lag which can be introduced in the system till system reaches on the verge of instability is called as phase margin. So you can see all these parameters in a Bode plot. So you can see here, after plotting the Bode plot, you have to find out the GM and PM on a GM on a omega PC line, and WGC line you will get the PM. So there will be positive PM and negative PM you will get, that depends upon the transfer function. And on a omega PC line you will get either positive GM or negative GM. Now suppose you can find out the stability conditions by this graph after finding out GM and PM. If omega GC is less than omega PC, GM and PM are positive. So it is, you can see it is a stable system. Then omega GC is greater than omega PC, GM and PM are negative, you can see it is an unstable system. And if omega GC is equal to omega PC, GM and PM, it is a marginally stable system. So that is the analysis of the system at the last. So step to sketch the Bode plot. So first is bring given GSHS in standard time constant form that we have seen earlier in an example. So time constant form and put S equal to J omega to get frequency domain form. Then second, prepare a list of factors and corresponding magnitude and phase angles. So list of factors means we have to find out the system gain K, then the simple poles or the zeros at the origin, then the simple poles and zeros and quadratic poles. Then third, for resultant magnitude plot, the slope of every factor must be added to the slope of previous factor, and then we have to draw. Write the phase equation by adding all the phase angles for each other. Then prepare phase angle table for various values of omega. 6th is draw the phase plot to suitable scale. 7th, generally the scale for x-axis, that is frequency, should start from 0.1. Hence the steps for semi-log paper will be 0.1, 1, 10, 100, 1000 and 10,000. For magnitude plot, scale on y-axis take plus 60 dB to minus 60 dB. For phase plot, start the scale top to down as minus 90 degree to minus 300 degree. It is for phase plot. So for magnitude plot, it is plus 60 dB to minus 60 dB. For phase plot, it is minus 90 degree to minus 300 degree. That is the plotting of the scale on x and y axis. Rather, it is on y axis. Right, drawing magnitude plot. While drawing magnitude plot, first draw a straight line of 0 dB. Join the points 20 dB, 40 dB, 60 dB to the point of intersection of omega is equal to 1 and 0 dB line. So these lines must be drawn faint and only use as a guidelines for different slopes. Then shift the point of intersection of omega 1 and the 0 dB line vertically upward on a 20 log K line and draw resultant magnitude plot. For phase plot, plot the various points as per phase table and draw the smooth curve. For second order poles, find the error in approximation as error equal to minus 20 log into bracket 2 zeta. For positive error, show upliftment, and for negative error, downward curve. To calculate gain margin, locate the frequency at which phase curve crosses minus 180 degree line. You will get the gain margin. So this is a phase crossover frequency, omega equal to omega PC. So locate the frequency at which phase curve crosses minus 180 degree line. That frequency will be omega PC. For this value of omega, the magnitude of the resultant magnitude plot in dB is gain margin. To calculate phase margin, locate the frequency at which magnitude plot crosses 0 dB line. So this is gain crossover frequency, that is omega GC. So find out the frequency at which magnitude plot crosses 0 dB line. That frequency will be omega gc, and from that omega gc line you will get the phase margin. So for this value of omega, the angle shown by the phase plot gives the value of phi. So that is equal to phase margin equal to 180 degree plus phi. When both PM and GM are positive, the system will be stable. So there is a error calculation for the quadratic poles that is shown. Then one example that is given. So same example that we will see, and we will completely solve this. So the step 1, that we have to arrange GSHS in a time constant form as explained earlier. You will get the time constant form. From that form you will get the constant k equal to 80. Then one pole at the origin, that is 1 upon s. Then the simple pole, simple 0, simple pole again. So from that you can calculate the values of T1, T2, T3, and from that you will get the corner frequencies omega C1, omega C2, and omega C3. Then step 3, that is magnitude plot analysis. So in a magnitude plot analysis, so first is for k equal to 80. So calculate 20 log k, that you will get the magnitude for the system gain k. So 20 log k is equal to 38 dB. So 28, it is 38 dB. So draw horizontal line at 38 dB. And for the phase angle for the system gain, so phi 1 is equal to 0 degree since k is positive as seen in a earlier slides for the factor 1. Then second, that is pole at origin. So straight line of slope minus 20 dB per decade passing through intersection of omega 1 and the 0 dB line. So for the poles at origin, you have to draw the straight line of slope minus 20 dB per decade passing through intersection point of omega 1 and the 0 dB line. So for that, poles at origin, the phase angle will be phi 2 is equal to minus 90 degree, because for one pole it is minus 90 degree, for two pole it is minus 180 degree phase angle. So it is a single pole, so value of phi 2 is equal to minus 90 degree. So you can see here. So that is at the top you can see 20 log k is equal to 38 dB line. You have to draw the horizontal line at 38 dB. Then a straight line of slope minus 20 dB per decade for the poles at origin at the intersection point. So you can see there. So it is, so initially you have to draw the lines at minus 20 dB per decade, minus 40 dB per decade, and minus 80 dB per decade. These are the guidelines that is used to draw the magnitude plot for the poles at origin. So you can see at the top, resultant will be minus 20 dB per decade. That line it is drawn. Then you have to shift the intersection of omega 1 and 0 dB on 20 log k line and draw parallel to minus 20 dB per decade line representing the addition of k and 1 upon s. So shift intersection point of omega 1 and the 0 dB on a 20 log k line and draw parallel to minus 38 dB per decade line drawn. Continue this line as a resultant of 1 and 1 upon s up to omega c1 is equal to 0.5 radian per second. So you can see here 0.5 at the bottom, you can see omega c1 that is shown, that is 0.5. So that resultant of 1 and the 1 upon s, that line you can see at the top, the resultant minus 20 dB, that is slope that is given, that line drawn at slope minus 20 dB per decade that is shown. it is that line, it is drawn up to omega c1 equal to 0.5. Then simple pole. So simple pole, so there will be two straight lines. First is 0 dB for omega is less than 0.5, and second is minus 20 dB per decade slope for omega is greater than 0.5. So resultant slope after omega c1 is equal to 0.5 becomes minus 20 minus 20, that is equal to minus 40 dB per decade. So that line from omega c1 that is drawn, and the slope will be minus 40 dB. So that line, it is drawn parallel to the faint line drawn initially. So the slope will be minus 40 dB per decade. So for simple pole, the slope will be minus 20 dB per decade. But initially, so first line, that is the resultant of 1 and 1 upon s, that is already drawn by sloping minus 20 dB. So that slope, the minus 20, again this slope minus 20, so that resultant slope will be minus 40 dB per decade. And it is up to omega c1 equal to 4. You can see omega c2 is equal to 4. So that line at the top you can see from omega c1 and omega c2, and the slope is minus 40 dB line. You can see at the top. And for the phase angle, the formula that you have to use, that is phi 3 is equal to minus tan inverse omega upon 0.5. So this already we have discussed regarding the formula for the simple poles and zeros. So it is minus tan inverse omega upon 0.5. So that we will discuss regarding the phase angle plot. Then for simple zero magnitude plot, so again there is a simple zero, means it is a slope is in a upward direction, means it is a positive slope. So it is positive 20 dB plus decade slope for omega greater than 4. So resultant slope after omega c2 is equal to 4 becomes, so initial slope that will be minus 40, and this positive slope that is plus 20 dB plus dB per decade up to omega c3 equal to 10. So the resultant slope will be minus 20 dB per decade. So that is, you can see, that is from omega c2 to omega c3, and slope it is changed. So it is minus 20 dB plus decade. And the phase angle that will be phi 4 is equal to tan inverse omega upon 4. So it is simple. So it is plus for 0 and minus for pole. So it is plus tan inverse omega upon 4. After putting the value of omega, you will get the phase angle for the simple 0. Then last is simple pole. So it is slope is minus 20 dB per decade for omega is greater than 10. So resultant slope is, so previous slope is minus 20, and this slope it is again minus 20. So it will be minus 40 dB plus per decade after omega c3 equal to 10. So you can see minus 40 dB per decade after omega c3 equal to 10. The line it is drawn. So this is a construction of magnitude plot. Then phase angle plot. So this is a procedure that is shown to draw the magnitude plot for system gain, for the poles or zeros at origin, then the simple poles and zeros, and if there are the quadratic poles. Then phase angle plot. So phase angle equation, so phi r that will be equal to phi 1 plus phi 2 plus phi 3 plus phi 4 plus phi 5. So one more thing that is remaining for the last factor, that is simple pole, the phase angle will be phi 5 equal to minus tan inverse omega upon 10. So at the top, the different formulas to calculate the phase angles that are given, and the resultant phase angle for different frequencies, or the for particular frequency, that you can calculate by adding all the phase angles at that particular frequency. Now for the first column, that is frequency, select any two values in every decade for omega. You can select any values in every decade. So I have selected 0.1, 0.5, then 1, 2, 4, 10, 50 and infinity. Now the phi 1, that will be 1 upon j omega. So that value, that is, that we have already seen, that is minus 90 degree. So for phi 1 it is 0. Okay, that is for system gain, the value is 0 for k is positive. Then pole at origin, that is phi 2, that is minus 90 degree. Then phi 3, it is tan inverse omega upon 2. So 1 upon j omega, that is a second column, that is pole at origin, that is minus 90. So for system gain k, the value is 0, that is phi 1, that is not taken in a calculation this, because there is a no effect on a resultant phase angle. Then for simple pole, it is tan inverse minus tan inverse 2 omega. Then phi 4, it is plus tan inverse omega by 4, and phi 5 minus tan inverse omega upon 10, as we have seen. So for the different frequencies, you have to calculate the different phase angles, and it is added, algebraically added. You will get the different values of resultant phase angles, that is minus 100.4 degree, minus 130.7 degree, minus 145.1 degree, that is the last column. And then you have to plot that phase angle. You can see at the bottom that values that are plotted. After that, you have to calculate WGC, WPC by the defined parameters, and then you have to find out GM and PM. Now in this graph, the GM it is positive and PM it is positive. So you can say the system it is absolutely stable. So you can see here PM and GM. So system is absolutely stable. So this is regarding the stability analysis by using the Bode plot. Thank you.